I mean, they're just like that. I mean, those people who put you into a mental health ward because you said Jesus Christ are stupid people. I mean, in a sense, so just realize every single day that you guys focus upon understanding that, yes, I do connect all my nice and beautiful audio programs together. But the thing is now, with my audio programs, I actually go and make 1 hour programs online. And it's much better to upload 1 hour programs online and just let it be that way. And I'll never have to connect it together into 10-hour programs because it's already nice and beautiful anyway. So I'm making sure anyway that what's important is I go quickly to the nice and beautiful Liverpool, Australia over here and Cabramatta, Australia, so I can go and see something more. But I'm living in Sydney right now and I'm actually living in my word I only. But the thing is that I'm always delivering content the best way. I'm making sure that my nice and beautiful voice and what I have going for me is daily in a nice and beautiful way of no struggle. I've never had a struggle in my life. But because I'm always delivering content quickly, I understand that no matter what, that within the next few years, very fast, I can see the progression over here of how I'm actually inclining to do everything. And or else in the next year, the progression in the next year is skyrocketing for me in terms of everything. But in the next 2 years, I promise you, I'm lifting off. I'm lifting off in the next 2 years. And I'm just going around the world. I'm traveling around the world. I have money already. I'm making sure I'm making everything from door sales, guys. I'm making sure I make events around people and I charge people and that's it. I promise you, then they give me money to go and do what I do. And that's it. I mean, why is that? Because I charge them. I mean, are you charging people today for your work? Are you or are you not? I promise you now, you must understand, if you're charging people, are you charging them in person or online? Or you have to charge them in person. I love that. Are you building events around people or are you just somebody who tries to charge people online one-on-one or something in a commercial rate of 9 to 5 job or something? I mean, I never have a 9 to 5 job. I go build events like Beyonce and like Michael Jackson and all these singers around the world, like Elton John. I do live events around nightclubs and public speaking events around the world, and I charge people at the door before they see me. And that's how I make all my money. And then real estate comes into play, and real estate comes into the equation when I need to do something around that. So I'm understanding anyway that what's important for me right now is I save up $5 million first in my bank account, and then I go get real estate. I never need real estate until I get $5 million in my pocket. I love it. Watch now, what I need to do now is understand that you guys have to understand that real estate is no equation until you get $5 million in your pocket. So first you have to make the money through business, and that's it. And business is making a people business, and making live events around people is how you make money. That's how you make money up to $5 million. But you can never make $5 million at a 9 to 5 job. I promise you. I promise you always, yes, that you can make 5 and 20 in terms of $1 million over 20 years in a 9 to 5 job. But understand that $1 million that you do make in a 9 to 5 job is already gone into life. I mean, you already gave that money back. So anybody who can work much more than 9 to 5 can also be greater. So I'm always working always. I mean, there's no limits for me. But I'm understanding anybody who works a 9 to 5 job for 20 years can make $1 million. But is the $1 million in their bank account though? I mean, are they able to see it? Or should no? Or they can never see that money. You understand? But you can see that money if you just do greater than that. Alright, now what I need to do is, yes, I want to be able to go and place my nice and beautiful voucher over here. I have a voucher. I have to go and exchange my services with Vodafone, and I never want to be with Vodafone ever again, because there are people who did give me a poor service, I promise you. And because they've done that, I want to just go and understand. I do forgive them, but I never want to be with them anyway, because I'm doing greater than them anyway. So making sure that no matter what I do now is to go and always keep one of those nice and beautiful needles inside of my bag so I can open up my SIM card with my phones and everything. So making sure anyway that what's important for myself is I have coins in my bag over here. So I place that in my actual wallet as well. So I'm always keeping all coins in my wallet, guys. I'll make sure you understand straight away that I have a wallet, and it's a nice and beautiful wallet where I have a zipper, and that way I have some money in my pocket over here. So what I do is I place all the money in my pocket over here. I have $20 over here in my pocket. And now, do you keep money in your wallet? I mean, guess what? I promise you, if you can keep a few $100 in your wallet every single day to just have in your wallet, I promise you, it's nice and beautiful, isn't it? I promise you, now, make sure you understand that no matter what, that you just go and make common sense of the world around you, and that way you're doing a greater job for yourself and other people, because you're studying the game of what you need to succeed with, and you're making sure that you have more than enough. So I'm actually keeping an extra SIM card as well with me just in case as well. And why? Because just in case, so I can do greater for myself. And I make sure anyway that I always get all my nice and beautiful content out to go and see what's in my nice and beautiful shoulder bag here. And I'm understanding anyway that what I want to do is understand this one over here. I realize it's much more how I feel. So how I feel is I have these nice and beautiful charging applications over here. So making sure that I can go and see exactly what's in my shoulder bag over here. So I have USBs, nice and beautiful over here. So I want to make sure that I can clean my shoulder bag as well of contents in terms of what I need. So I'm making sure no matter what, I have more enough over here, making sure that one can go there. I love I. Brush out more enough over here, making sure that no matter what, I'm always delivering something. I'm always making sure I have these nice and beautiful personas around me, such as my mentors, and I'm always watching to see what they're doing. So that way I have some ideas for myself and I'm doing greater of a greater job for myself in different ways. And I'm always making a new email account, because what I do is with my prepaid vouchers, I make sure I get new prepaid vouchers daily. And because I do that, I make sure I'm always delivering better content for myself. And making sure anyway that what I want to do is be with Optus now, because that way I'm learning very quickly upon scratching the surface of making sure that you guys understand that you always finish the sentence before you start a new one. And make sure you understand that since I'm actually always getting new prepaid cards, I'm saving money and I'm saving time. I'm also somebody who has a new number every single week. I have a new number, and because I'm saving time, I'm saving money like that, because they charge you $30 per 30 gigabytes, but I get per 30 gigabytes, I give $10 per 30 gigabytes. But while they're giving, they're giving $30 per they're giving $30 per 30 gigabytes. I'm giving $10 per 30 gigabytes. I'm saving $20 every single time. Why is that? Because I get a new number. There's discounts when you get a new number, and that way you understand straight away how you make money on prepaid vouchers and all that. I make sure anyway that I'm just looking to save money all the time in a way that I never have to work for the money. So I'm saving money so I never have to work for the money. So that way I understand that no matter what, I'm learning how to become abundant in what I'm doing. And I'm making sure, yes, I do have much more than enough. I have more than enough to go every single day to become much more. So anyway, I realize that other people are looking at me and what I'm doing. I understand they are looking forward to seeing my music over here, because I have some music coming out. And I'm understanding I'm promoting my music as well and who I am daily. So I'm always focusing on making sure that I go and do the best job in the planet for myself. So I'm always going and activating a SIM card. So I'm making sure that you understand that Optus and Vodafone sends you a message saying to go and activate your SIM card. And I understand that. So what I do is I make sure to keep the actual voucher over here, which is the SIM card kind of card where the little SIM card is on that card. And it's like a big card where there's 12 digit numbers, and I keep that nice and beautiful card because it has 12 digit numbers. So right now I'm always just delivering greater content for myself to just be able to respect myself more than enough. So what I want to do always is just create a new nice and beautiful, let's say nice and beautiful email account. So I just go into Gmail over here and just create all these random emails so I can just keep going with what I'm doing. And I just go to my dashboard over here with my Gmail and I just go add account. I go add account, I go Google account over here. I make a new account quickly. I just verify my identity. And I make sure no matter what, I'm always learning how to just go and do greater. So I just go for myself is the nice and beautiful business account over here, which is Danny Milivojevic. I say first name and last name is Danny Milivojevic. I realize now what I want to do is I want to just put my date of birth over here. I'm making sure I'm just using it one time anyway. But I have all these email accounts. I have all these email accounts because I'm saving money, and that's the whole point, yeah. Right now, because I'm doing that, I'm understanding Milivojevic Danny 5 could be my Gmail account. And I just go and do that, please. And I just make a nice and beautiful password over here. There's over here. I make sure anyway that what's important is understanding that I know the word I only. And then anyway, I love I. I'm making sure I never scratch my scalp. I'm making sure that yes, I had a shower and I found myself scratching myself. So the thing is that my scalp has no, let's say, dandruff. I'm making sure that you understand that anyway, that I never have dandruff because I'm somebody who understands to never place chemicals on my hair, because anything that has dandruff is because they're placing chemicals on their hair and because they need to shower more, and that's why. And because you need to shower more, then you have no dandruff when you shower more. So make sure you understand to always be locating yourself in a way that you're learning and growing very quickly. then making sure that no matter what, I can hear people saying Danny Milivojevic is a star. I mean, in a sense, so that way I'm understanding that no matter what I do, I'm focusing on a greater way to pull forward. I'm making sure I'm learning very quickly upon the art of making sure that I'm learning how to go and grow myself differently, and making sure that I can contact that woman today and I can say, hey, I'm giving you the money on Tuesday or whatever, but let it be for now. I promise you the thing about life is making sure that you're learning very quickly upon just understanding that my address over here is 83 Esplanade, Cairns City, Queensland, and that's where the hostel is over there. And I was at the hostel over there, and I'm just making sure you understand. I mean, I'm just making sure you guys understand that what I do is I greatly always succeed differently, and because I succeed differently, I'm making sure always to go and do more and more and more for myself to deliver content that I need to succeed with. So making sure anyway, I see the numbers over here. I can actually see the 66 number over here, so I just go and screenshot that quickly. And what I do is I place the number into my phone and I delete the old numbers from my phone. And that way I just go and do that quickly. So what I do is I place all the new numbers in my A51 Galaxy and I let it be that way. And that way I'm understanding that no matter what, that my new number over here is something different, but I just make sure I just say A51 Galaxy number. Otherwise now I have this one over here. I see I51 Galaxy number. Otherwise I have this person over here. I understand I can let it be. Actually, it's much more how I feel that I'm doing better than everything in life. So making sure I'm adding dates to my numbers to see what's going on. And making sure I'm always delivering content where I understand I'm doing better than that. I'm understanding anyway that what I do right now is I just go and say I just say A51 Galaxy number. And the date today is the 12th, as of the 10th of May. So I just place that number as my number now for this number over here. And I just make sure I can go and edit and find the number now, which is just 0478. I'm making sure you guys understand that I'm always doing a nice and great job for myself where I can deliver something that helps me to grow, and that way I'm very quick to the notion of what's going on to be able to deliver content in a way that I'm understanding that I want to be more successful than other people. But if you want to be more successful than other people, then you have to go and talk more. I mean, you have to be much more open to success daily. And then I'm always understanding that since I'm actually doing that all the time, I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do daily to succeed. So I'm always making sure that I'm learning quickly. But now people understand that straight away that if they need to see Danny Milivojevic, then it's $200 per ticket to see me. And that way I'm having a higher status because of that. I mean, people give me a higher status because of that. And it's because I gave myself that status. I love it. For sure, everybody else now understands that no matter what, that to even see me live somewhere is $200 minimum. I mean, in a sense, so people work 8 hours for that money. So I'm making sure anyway that I never care that they work for that money, because I never make them work for that money. I mean, in a sense, I never make them work. I mean, in a sense, so what I do is I go and do my life in a greater way. I'm making sure I'm very successful in what I do. And I'm staying away from dangerous people. I'm understanding that no matter what, yes, I understand that I can understand that somebody may come over and be dangerous around me because I said something or because I've done something to live life, and they may get dangerous about it. So all I really do is just really quickly, when I'm actually going and doing prepaid vouchers, in terms of prepaid vouchers now, and as I'm traveling somewhere on the bus or taxi or Uber, or as I'm getting a haircut, I'm just speaking to you in an audio program. It's the newest way to be, guys. I mean, it's the newest way to go and do life. But as you do life, you shall succeed, because anyway, just make sure that you're restarting your phones as well. I mean, go and restart your phones, and that way, once you restart your phone, that no matter what happens, that you just realize very quickly that as you place a new voucher or SIM card inside of your phone, that you restart the phone to get the internet, and to restart the actual phone is also to make sure that your SIM card is working as well on your phones. I love it. And then I can just go and throw this away now. I'm making sure anyway that what's important is to just let it be for now until the actual internet goes and helps me to move forward. So what I do is I'm helping myself move forward always. I'm understanding that socket charger is something that I can have around just in case. I'm understanding this one over here is something more. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I realize that I can keep it like that. I realize what I want to do is I just want to have the nice and beautiful incrustation over here to make sure I'm always just using 2 sockets in my nice and beautiful technology over here, because it's more enough for me to have these kind of two sockets going, because it does charge up my content. I'm understanding anyway that since I have that, I can have one of them that actually has 4 kind of chargers, but those are actually more enough for me. And I'm understanding either way that I'm just cleaning up my nice and beautiful way of life over here, where I'm understanding that I'm placing everything inside of my shoulder bag over here, because I understand that no matter what, that I can see exactly what's inside of my shoulder bag. And now my USBs are something different, but what I want to do with USBs is I have to keep them around. But what I can use it for is actually just what? I mean, it's much more how I feel. It's much more how I feel that my nice and beautiful content is going up online right now. And I'm understanding that I never want to waste time. But what I can do is I can extract the content from the actual laptop, and I can do one by one. And it does work out for me to do that. And I understand that's why I can keep it around. I can keep my USBs around. And because I understand that, I just let it be that way. I just understand that I just have USBs over here that I can keep around, for example. And I can keep them around because that way I'm doing greater. And I'm also always placing my SIM cards or my nice and beautiful keys on a keychain over here where my wallet is. So my wallet and my keychains and my keys is all together. So in case your wallet may drop, then the keys are on it, and you can actually hear if you're actually understanding that if you place keys on a wallet, then if your wallet drops, for example, then you hear a sound because your key is actually jingling. So I'll show you this. I mean, then you can hear a sound. I mean, you can hear the keys, yeah? I mean, you can hear the keys. So the keys on the wallet is excellent. So make sure you understand that way, that no matter what, that you always hear the jingles if you're dropping anything of your wallet, or make sure that you're never dropping your wallet, but making sure always that you're doing something to show people and you're being ahead of the content, so you never lose control and never be somebody who loses anything. I'm never losing anything, I'm never dropping anything. Making sure I'm taking care of all my stuff, making sure my USBs over here can be in my front pocket over here, and I just let it be that way. And now I'm just going to check out my content over here to see is my content up and ready to go. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'll always have a lock and passcode on my phones, because I have technology in terms of my nice and beautiful content on my phone. And it's just for privacy information, but also for being able to give you content and being able to understand to give you all of my success. And that way I'm always understanding that once you restart your phone, everything is excellent with your SIM cards. And then always understand that with YouTube and all that, I'm making sure always to grow myself and to make sure that you understand with Tinder, for example. I had so much more disaster with Tinder in terms of women over here. Or should they never reply to you, or should they never reply when you actually message them. And they're just people who are just on some stupid program that never ever helps you grow. And I realize now it's just the case, yeah? I mean, it never helps you grow, and it's just something that is a complete waste of time. But Tinder is something that people give a lot of money for, and they're just wasting time and then doing nothing to succeed, and they never reply either. I mean, in a sense, so the whole point is just never find yourself on Tinder. I mean, the Tinder people are just people who need to do better, but I'm understanding anyway. I realize I just keep going because I realize that what I want to do is I never need Tinder in my life. I never need to be on Tinder because Tinder's stupid for me. And it's just something that never works out for me. I mean, it never works out for me spiritually and emotionally and physically. All the way. Whereas Tinder never works out for anybody spiritually and emotionally. And it is a total disaster. I can actually see that. I can see that because it's just the way it is. I mean, it's so stupid, and I move on because I just deserve better. So what I do now is I'm keeping Snapchat for now, so I can do some videos with it. I'm making sure anyway that I have to go now. I have to understand that it's more time for me to go and deliver contents. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I want to be able to get to Cabramatta very quickly. So I can go to the nice and beautiful car park or car lot somewhere. So I can go and just promote my name. So as I promote my name, I shall succeed. And I just go and also just be able to understand that I want to be able to go and see the nice and beautiful recharge voucher over here that I've done. So I just say balance. And I just message this triple, in terms of quadruple 9 number. And there's 4 9s in terms of 9999. I message the number 9999. And it says over here 40 gigabytes. So I have 40 gigabytes now. I'm checking my prepaid data. I'm checking to see what's going on. I'm giving you ideas about my day and what I'm doing. But I'm never actually wasting time. I'm never wasting any time for anything I do. But because I do that, I'm making sure anyway that I'm just focusing on delivering content, and I focus on just making everything come true in a way that I'm learning to just go and see some messages, and also just be able to export my content and upload it online very quickly so I can do better. I'm understanding either way, guys, that what's important is my voice over here, so I'm making sure that I never disrupt the content or audio program so that I can do greater. So what I want to do here is I'm understanding that I did export my content over here, but for some reason it's never showing up for some reason. So what I want to do is I want to place everything into a folder over here to upload online. So I'm making sure anyway that I'm never losing anything by doing it. I'm making sure anyway that what's important for myself is to just go and name my files over here quickly. So I want to make sure that no matter what, I have a bit of time to make sure that I can go and deliver content in ways that I'm growing quickly. And making sure anyway that I just want to be able to grow myself in the best kind of ways to make sure that I have more than enough to succeed with. So making sure that this is my soundtrack over here in the fifth, but making sure that no matter what, what I want to do is I want to create a master file, and I want to be just saying master file over here, just saying master file, and everything else is extras. I promise you all this is nice and beautiful extras over here. So making sure anyway that what I want to do is just grow my effect channel and grow who I am on a regular basis, so I can just go and do greater, and that way I'm always delivering content very quickly to go and deliver something that's helping me move forward. So as I move forward, I succeed very quickly, guys, and making sure that you guys understand very quickly on how I'm succeeding and what I'm doing to succeed, and how I actually make my dreams happen, and what I'm actually doing to deliver content very quickly. So as I go and succeed quickly, I'm making sure that no matter what I do, I'm always in it for a better way, and making sure that I always deliver as much as I can so I can go and succeed. And that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is making sure that you can succeed differently, and so you're doing something different all the time to create any kind of pitching or master pitching that you need in your tracks, to place it all together, to upload it all online very quickly is the best kind of motivation that you can do daily. So you're always looking for a nice and beautiful way forward to make sure that you're doing something great for yourself to succeed is the whole point. And as I succeed, I find different webinars and different ways of life where I'm understanding that I have more than enough in what I'm doing always to succeed differently. So the whole point for me is understanding that I need to go and really see exactly the content that's in my profile over here, so I can focus upon understanding exactly what I need to do to succeed differently. And that way I'm always learning quickly upon making sure that my life is nice and beautiful, so that I can go and grow myself is the whole point. And as I grow myself, I succeed differently. By my FLP files, I mean, wow. I mean, my FLP files are 25 gigabytes. I mean, wow. I mean, now I just understand that. I understand that right away in terms of how my actual FLP files have to go online very quickly now. So what I need to do now is just upload my content over here. And that's why I'm understanding now how FLP files can be so expensive in a way of affordability. And I'm understanding that no matter what, it's more how I have done so much expensive material over here, where I've been giving a lot of expensive material and been giving a lot of expensive aspects of life in my music production. That's why my files, in terms of my FLP files, are so large in terms of everything. So what I can do now quickly is just go and name all my content quickly so that people can see exactly what I'm doing. So as I really succeed, I'm making sure I mute the laptop over here so you never hear it. So you just heard the laptop, but what I'm doing here is I'm placing effect channels over here. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly upon just revising everything. So what I want to do is I want to be able to go from the beginning over here. I want to see what course I'm up to as well in terms of my music production here. I want to upload everything, and then I want to start again. And understand that no matter what, as I start again, I'll do something different. But I'm uploading all my FLP files now online. And that way I'm understanding straight away what I need to do to succeed. And I'm actually understanding straight away now what I do to do better. And as I do better, I succeed differently. I make sure that no matter what, you guys have all the knowledge every single day. So I'm always figuring out better ways to give you knowledge and to give you courses and whatever. I have 264 gigabytes and more of courses in terms of life over here. So I'm actually giving you all those courses that I've done already with Idonotopia. So you guys can go and check it out. So I have course 67, so I want to be continuing from 67 in terms of courses. And let's have a look at what this one is. But I realize now what I'm actually always studying upon is making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly upon the art of whatever it is to be able to go and dwell upon better ways. So as I really study, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly upon just doing greater for myself. And I bring the laptop closer to me so I can really arrange everything so I can do greater for myself. And that way I'm always learning very quickly upon the persuasion of life. And as I persuade life to give me money and to do things for me daily, then I deserve it. I deserve all the money in the world every single day to go and focus upon something that's helping me grow. And because I do that, I make sure that no matter what, I'm learning much more success in the process. I'm making sure I never delete anything. I'll be careful to never delete anything over here. So making sure that no matter what, that I'd be very careful when I'm renaming my content, because when I right click on my actual contents, then it has an option to delete. Right next to the rename function is the delete function. So I'll be very careful over here, and I'm making sure that I can go rename it over here. And I just say rename in terms of life. So I'm actually always understanding that no matter what, that I want to just really quickly go through my content over here so I can upload it tonight. And so I can make sure that no matter what, that you guys have what you deserve daily. So I'm always making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to go and persuade myself to deliver content in a way that's helping me move forward. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm lifting people and whatever is happening around the world quickly with my art of persuasion of techniques in terms of my life over here. So I'm actually understanding that no matter what, that since I'm actually much quicker in terms of my communication skills, my communicational skills are much quicker now, because I can actually focus upon life in a better way now, and I can focus upon really lifting myself greatly in other ways and other domes to make sure that no matter what I'm doing, that I'm always successful. And I need to be so successful every single day to focus upon making sure that you guys have all the success in the world daily. And that's why Mega Drive is so important for me. I mean, Mega Drive is so important for me, because without Mega Drive, then you get none of the courses and you get none of the material I have. I mean, in a sense, so that's why Mega Drive is so important, because Mega Drive helps me to at least be able to give you everything I have, and it helps me to store everything online, and that way I just give it to you quickly. So I'm always understanding that as I do life, I'm making sure I'm always growing myself in a beautiful way. I'm making sure that no matter what, I focus upon understanding that those people who are causing trouble eventually want to get guns, and eventually they find guns somewhere, and then they may shoot somebody, and guess what happens? First they go to jail forever, and that's it. I mean, they deserve it. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is just go and deserve a greater life for yourself always, because life is never worth living in prison, for sure. Or if you are in prison, for sure, never be in prison. I mean, make sure you're never in prison, and make sure you understand that if anybody may go to prison for the rest of their life, for sure, it's the worst way to live. For sure, I love it. For sure, now what I do now is I'm always focusing on doing something greater for myself, where I'm learning the art of making sure that I'm getting ahead of the game. So I make sure that I never get in trouble with the law. And I make sure that no matter what, I never want to go to prison. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm never in prison, regardless of what happens. But I'm focusing on a greater way. I'm focusing on making sure I do Jesus Christ ways much more. I'm focusing on staying away from prison and staying away from those people who go to prison, because all they do and all they want you to do is go to prison. Because that's what they do. I mean, all they do is go to prison. I'm pretty sure they make everybody want to go to prison. I'm pretty sure. Because that's what they are. Pretty sure they're just people who go to prison all the time. So you just never want to be going to prison with them, and you never want to be going to prison because it's never worth it, and they're never there for you in prison. You understand? For sure, when I went to prison before, I was never ever, let's say, somebody prior to that to go to prison, but I did hit a woman, for example, and because I did hit her, I'm not sure that's because she was somebody who just came into my life and she hit me for no reason, and then I just retaliated, and I was somebody who did retaliate in a violent manner around her because she hit me, and because she hit me, I went and then just did kick her in the gut, and then the police just ran over and did handcuff me because of it, because 50 black people did attack me because of it, and because 50 against 1, and I went to jail before, and they never did go to jail. I mean, black people never did go to jail for hitting me first, but anyway, I move on. I mean, in a sense, so what I do every single day is I focus upon understanding that what I want to do is just go and do a greater life, because I'm never the guy to hit women, but because I understand that, I understand I'm moving on, making sure anyway that I focus upon something that's helping me move forward. So as I focus upon understanding my innocence over here, I'm understanding that no matter what, that I find myself troubling myself around what I've done before, but I understand that I never did anything harmful in a way to kill anybody. So making sure you understand that. So make sure you understand that no matter what. Now I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to make sure that I'm just successful in terms of what I'm doing. So I'm always focusing on delivering content in different ways. So I'm learning that no matter what I do today, that I just going to be more successful, because that way I learn very quickly upon the art of being able to arrange my projects and what I'm doing in daily life in different ways, and that way I'm learning quickly upon what I need to do, and that way I'm just going and really enjoying myself. So those people who block you online, and those people who never want to see you online or ever, are people who are just miserable. I mean, they're saying, they're miserable. They're saying, they have no lives at all. So what you do is realize they're drug addicts anyway. So just go and do your life in different ways, and just focus on understanding that you just have a better position than them, and that way you're doing greater and greater and greater. And just go and always see your content anyway, and just regard yourself to always place the best kind of knowledge in whatever it is, so that you succeed and so that you're actually doing greater. So as you do greater, then you're focusing on making sure that you're looking at different contents and different aspects of life over here, where you can go and just be able to study upon what's actually happening in your life. So as you happen to be in a greater position, then you're actually just focusing on doing something greater for yourself in a way that it's actually happening. In a way that it's actually happening for you. So as you actually do life greater, then focus upon understanding that's better for you to just go and just do what you need to do daily to succeed. And that way you understand straight away to be away from other people, because they never want you as successful as you want to be. They never want you to be more successful than them, I promise you. And why is that? Because they're just like that. Understand? They always want to bring you down to their level. Never ever be with other people then. Never be with them, because they want to bring you down to their level. So be away from them, and then that way you succeed far more greater than they do, because they are surrounding themselves around people also who are trying to drag them down. So never be around those people at all. Never be around anybody except yourself. And that way you just have greatness more than everybody else. And as I always rename my files, I just go and see quickly to see exactly what's happening around here. So I can just go and dwell upon really listening to the file over here. So I can focus upon understanding that it's much more about sound design over here. So making sure that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I'm learning quickly upon understanding how to actually make a beautiful track heard in a way that it's actually working. And then I place everything into courses. I make sure anyway that I have course folders, and I have image folders as well, and I have extras folders as well. So I'm always understanding that no matter what, I'm always doing something nice and beautiful for myself to succeed, and that way I'm learning. So if you see drug addicts making a point of view or about you in a way that they want you to get lost because you came to do some fashion photos around town and they want you to go away, then make sure you understand that they are very dangerous people if they want you to go away. Understand? Anybody who never wants you around is a person who's trying to kill you. So never find yourself around those people, please. I found myself in that situation where I was around people of drug addicts where they never did like me being around. So just never be around those people who never like you being around. They're saying because they try to rule the world around them, and the police never does anything. They never do anything to help you. And now you must understand that they are doing a lot for the world around us, behind our backs, and they're doing a lot. Do you understand? But if you get into a violent situation with somebody, unfortunately, they never help you unless you go to the courts. Unless you fucking have to go to court for fucking 10 months to put them in prison for one day. And for fuck's sake, you waste 10 months of your life to get them in prison for one day. Is that what you want? That's all the police does for you. Yeah. They're saying, if you press charges on people, then guess what they do? They just go to prison for one day, and that's it. For fuck's sake, it's never worth it, is it? Just go and focus on your business and making sure all the time that you're succeeding and looking at your content over here and making sure that you have all the success in the world daily is what you need to do. And just go and upload your content a bit and make sure that you're eating and just going through the motions of going where you need to go, because you have something very important for yourself daily. So make sure you are going and delivering content, and also just organize your content as well and just go and download it. I agree with that. But what's important is understanding that you place your content really in terms of any kind of files you have that's really the file track or the track file, and just place it in the nice and beautiful category of your phone where you can find it as soon as possible, and that way you understand straight away that you have exactly what you need and what you deserve. And what I do now is I make sure always that I test my nice and beautiful phone and whatever I have going for me in a way that it's all working out for myself, and I'm making sure always to just go and dwell upon something that's actually working for myself to succeed, guys. So I'm making sure I'm succeeding in different ways. I'm making sure I'm doing something that's helping me move forward. So as I move forward, I'm succeeding differently. I'm just focusing on doing content that's actually helping everybody move forward. And that's it, approach. That's all I do. But I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm downloading content very quickly, and I'm making sure that I just go and do something very quickly to go and pronunciate my words and what I'm doing to organize my files and everything, to make sure that I can go and dwell upon making sure that you guys have all the success in the world in different ways. So what I do is I make sure to go and organize my files and everything. And that way, once I organize everything, I make sure that you guys have all the courses and everything. And that way I'm just more successful. And that way I'm just doing a greater job. And that's the whole point. And the whole point is just go and do a greater job for yourself. And just make sure that you upload everything as much as possible. So now I just see exactly how much FLP files can have in the nice and beautiful gigabyte section over here in terms of data storage space. And I'm understanding that over 470 files can have up to 25 gigabytes of storage space with just FLP files. In a sense, so FLP files is FL Studio files, which is the software or audio station in terms of audio workstation that I use to make music. And I make all my music with FL Studio. So make sure you understand it's just an audio workstation where you go and upload your content and you do greater. And then either way, just make sure that you're placing your content in a way that's helping you move forward. And then go and find the content quickly and just be able to get ahead of the crowd very quickly, and just go and really organize what you want out of life, and just close any tabs that you never need for yourself, and that way you're enjoying yourself quickly. And that's what you need to do, guys. So just make sure that you're nice and beautiful, and you're making sure that you're uploading all content online very quickly, and that way everything is online into one folder. And I understand over here in this folder has 62 gigabytes I have to upload tonight, and I understand anyway from that point on that I just go and deliver something greater from that point. And I understand anyway that what I want to do is very quickly just upload also my master file as well. So what I want to do right now is I understand that my master file is something right here, so I can just let it be for I can let it be now. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I have to go very soon. I have to be making sure I'm just cleaning up my projects over here. I'm cleaning out some aspects of life of my nice and beautiful sound design over here. I'm making sure I have everything nice and neat. I'm making sure that, yes, I have to export my FLP file in 16-bit version as well, but I need to do also the 32-bit version for some reason. It never did upload, in terms of it never did download for some reason, in terms of it never did export, so I have to go and export it. So I'm understanding anyway that what I do now is I make sure to just go and see my content over here in a way I have to organize myself around what's happening. And I place it into my trance albums over here, where I have a separate album in my actual phone where I'm actually delivering content. So as I go and really dwell upon just going and send it to actual add to playlist, which is my iTrance 1 hour set album over here, and I have a 1 hour set album, and that's the album right here, and making sure that no matter what, I can go and grow myself. And that's now done, but making sure I can go and just let it be for now. I can let it be like that, but that's already something for myself. And I just close the laptop up. I just close it up, I sleep it. I sleep my laptop all the time. I mean, I never switch it off unless I have to. I never actually shut down my computer ever. I mean, why is that? Because I just sleep it. I sleep the laptop. And that way I understand it's more enough for me. And it's like a shutdown if you sleep your laptop. So what I want to do now is I have content. I have actual Instagram, let's say, nice and beautiful files and whatever I have in terms of life. I have over here everything I need. So I'm making sure I just go and throw the actual packages of the SIM card in the rubbish, alibi. I make sure that you understand to never chuck your actual content in a way that you must understand. So what's important is go and throw out the rubbish if you want, but make sure you never throw any technology that you have that's valuable. I mean, never ever throw technology around because it's valuable. I mean, technology is valuable for you, because without technology, I mean, how do you become popular in life? I mean, how do you go on social media? I mean, how do you actually promote yourself there? So what I do now is I'm understanding that if I was living back in the 1960s days, I make sure from this point on, you understand, I'm just going to do life coaching then. I just do life coaching because back then, it's just a life coach is excellent to be. And a public speaker back then, and being on TV and just talking and talking and talking. Actually, that's the only way that you can be back then. I mean, music production was never even around that much. I mean, it was more musicians in terms of piano and all that. I mean, that's the old way. That's all the old way of life. So, if Danny Milivojevic has to go live in the 1950s somewhere, I mean, for fuck's sake, I'd just be a life coach. I mean, in a sense, so then I have an easier life. I have an easier life, and I still have events around myself. I still do everything, and I still do busking performances. I still do some busking performances. I mean, why is that? Because regardless of what happens, I still have to do some live entertainment for people. But I try to get myself one of those cameras right away, so I can go and do a greater job for myself regardless. So I'm understanding that we're so lucky today to have internet and to be able to have what we have today. I promise you, there's more opportunity today than ever before for you to become famous and successful. I promise you, it's very easy to become famous and successful if you're understanding how to do it. I mean, in a sense, so just go and find out the information. I give you the information all day long. Every single day I'm giving you the information about becoming successful. So that's what I'm all about. I'm loving life. I'm loving life. I love life. I mean, look at Jesus Christ in those times. I mean, he was a life coach back then. And he's still a life coach. I mean, and today he becomes a music producer too. I mean, just like Danny Milivojevic. So just like Danny Milivojevic. But better. But better. Whereas now, I understand although that yes, everybody can be better than Danny Milivojevic, but I understand although I'm growing as quickly as I can every single day. But I'm always focusing upon understanding that no matter what, I'm always much kinder in what I say. So I'm actually understanding that no matter what, I never want to chuck my technology. But I'm just keeping my technology around so I can always have extra. And I have extra to just do better for myself in different ways. And I use these 15-cent plastic bags. I place them in the rubbish bins because I get the 15-cent plastic bags from Woolworths, and Woolworths is a shopping centre here in Australia. And I get those plastic bags and I place them in the rubbish bin here. I just use it up because otherwise it's just over here somewhere. So I just use up all the plastic bags I can. I clean the area up. I look at what else I need to do. I can go and file for my nice and beautiful water over here. I'll get some tap water over here. So I'm actually just doing some house errands, as you can hear me. I'm doing some housework over here. So I'm just doing random work where it's actually helping me to move forward quickly. I'm actually understanding my hair has to look better. I'm understanding that no matter what, I realize my hair is natural, but it's just all over the place right now. And it's all frizzy, so what I want to do is I never place gel on my hair. But make sure that I look different. I look different. And now because I look like that, I want to make sure that either way I can look better than this. But making sure always that I just understand to just make my hair in a way that's moving me forward. So I'm filling up a 750ml bottle of water from the tap over here in Australia, in Sydney, Australia. And I'm understanding anyway that Sydney is just 1 hour away from me. But I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm in the area of Cabramatta around here in Busby. And that's where I am right now, which is Mount Pritchard, or let's say Green Valley, or Hoxton Park. And I'm making sure that no matter what that, now since my hair is like this, I'm making sure I can let it be. Otherwise my hair is just different, isn't it? I mean, it's all different. So I'm making sure that people can just see what's happening over here. I have all this hair going. I mean, it's frizzy hair. I mean, it's all frizzy, yeah? And now, understand anyway, because it's frizzy, I want to make sure that I can place some water on it. But what do I do is I can go and blow dry my hair as well. I'll let it be. I'll let it be. I promise it's natural. It's just natural to be this way. And what I want to do is I just want to find the exact kind of nice and beautiful tone of hair on my head. Because the hair is actually different now. So what I want to do is just focus upon understanding on how to actually grow this hair in different ways. And I'm actually understanding that it's just that kind of hair. So I want to understand now that just let it be. I just let it be the way it is. And I want to look better all the time. I want to make sure that I look something more than this. So I'm making sure that no matter what, that I go and really place some water in my hair so I can see exactly how to shape my hair. So what I do is I just go and really try something different with my hair I've never done before. And that way I'm learning very quickly that I need to go and dwell upon making sure that my hair looks different. So as my hair looks different, I'm making sure I wet it. I go and wet my hair. As I wet my hair, I just let it be. I feel great anyway. I'm making sure anyway. I want to make sure that my hair is looking great. So as it looks great is how I feel about life. So it's just that kind of day, isn't it? Brushing now the hair on my life over here. Which it's more how I have to go and find a situation of hairdo around here to make sure that no matter what, that it's just that kind of day. So that kind of day where I can promote my hairline, and I can promote what I am in different ways, and I can just go and put it to one side a bit, and the other side can stay in another direction, and making sure that no matter what, I can see exactly how I need to go and grow myself in different ways. So as I grow myself in different ways, I'm focusing on making sure that my beautiful life over here has the recognition of whatever it is to succeed differently, is what I mean. So as I succeed differently, I'm focusing on making sure that you guys have a nice and beautiful way of life over here. So as I do greater upon life, I'm making sure, yes, I have a hat, I can put a hat on. I'm making sure anyway that it's much more doable for me to put a hat on now. I can put a hat on, I can let it be this way. I realize what kind of hat, I realize I have a hat around here. I can place a hat on, for example. I can look great with a hat, but it's a hairline anyway. So I'm understanding that no matter what I do daily, I'm making sure I'm succeeding more. And as I succeed more, I never fail. But I'm always growing myself in different ways, and I'm making sure I can just let it be. I can go now. I can just realize it's much greater than how I feel anyway. And I'm making sure anyway that I have a cowboy hat. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to understand something about life. That I do have a hood. I do have a hoodie over here, but I actually want to eat as well. I want to be making sure I can eat something before I go, and that way I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more quick for myself to do so, and that way I understand no matter what I have a lavai, or I should have more enough time to do what I need to do. So then I just go Cabramatta very quickly, and then I just go and do I. So guys, just make sure you're always starting the word I first in your life, and I always know my word I first. And that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm always charging my content on the go where I need to. So make sure you guys always have cables to charge your content with portable speakers and portable chargers as well. So make sure you understand that is how you actually grow yourself in your company. By making sure that you're getting ahead of the game. And just make sure your technology and cables never falls into water. I love that. Actually, because that way you have much more to say, and that way you have much more to do. So I'm making sure I just ate some noodles. So I'm ready to go, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I never want to chuck my noodles in the bin, because I didn't make it. So I'm making sure anyway that it's much more important for you to be able to go and persuade yourself to do greater anyway. So making sure that yes, I'm more important than noodles. I understand I can live without noodles. But if you make something, then just go heat it up and finish it. That's all. Now what I want to do now is I just want to check my Instagram very quickly over here. I have some Instagrams where I have 5 Instagrams. I want to see exactly how many people are entering those Instagrams and how many people are watching my Instagrams over here. And that way I'm understanding I get insights for all different types of profiles over here. Whereas because I get insights about my beautiful content and what I have, I'm understanding I do get some profile visits over here. And I'm understanding anyway that what's important for myself is, just to grow and just to be able to go and study upon something that helps me succeed. There's something that does help me succeed is I. And I make sure anyway that as I'm growing, I'm looking at different scenarios and I'm looking at different ways to be. I'm making sure I'm very successful in what I'm doing. And that way Instagram does show you all these different types of, let's say, Instagrams you may have. Shows you all different profiles about the actual activity on those nice and beautiful Instagrams. So that way you get to see the activity in terms of what's happening on those nice and beautiful ways of life. So just focus on yourself and focus on making sure that you can show people more than enough about you all the time. So if you have insights, it does show up actually inside of your Instagram. If you have any kind of, let's say, nice and beautiful profile visits or whatever it is, and just keep promoting and promoting and promoting, because people eventually see what you're up to. And that way you have to understand that once you are doing something great for yourself and you're actually learning and quickly just going about the times in the way that you're growing, then just go and make sure that you have more than enough. So anyway guys, I'm ready to go to the nice and beautiful way of life over here. I make sure I'm never hurting myself, but I'm making sure that you understand that today I'm always delivering content. I'm always making sure I have some water on the go. I'm bringing water all the time with me. I bring an extra bag with me because I understand that what's important for myself is I can bring some toilet paper with me as well. And why toilet paper? Because I can blow my nose. I can blow my nose. I'm bringing my nice and beautiful jumper anyway with me. So I have a bag that I'm actually bringing with me. And as I bring my bag, I'm bringing my nice and beautiful business cards along the way as well. I have extra business cards over here to do. And I understand I have to promote over 200 business cards today. And that way, I'm understanding I'm doing greater anyway. So making sure I can go now. I make sure everything's done. I have everything I ever need right here. And I just go now because that way it's much quicker for me to go now. So I can go and do greater for myself. So I hang my actual bag on my shoulder over here. And I just go, I just go and see my hairline again. But I'm understanding I'm very positive about what's happening around the world, not lie. And as I'm positive, I do greater life expectancy over here. I'm understanding that no matter what, that other people will never believe in you. I mean, understand? So as I actually go and do content in different ways, I'm making sure I'm always looking to see what's going on around the world. And as I look at the different life as what's going on, I'm making sure that I'm looking at the nice and beautiful life of what's happening around me. So making sure that no matter what, that as I go and deliver content, I'm making sure I'm doing everything quick enough. So making sure, yes, I have everything that's on the go right now. I'm actually at the top of my game. So all I have to do now is just promote my business cards. And I go to the bus station now. And as I go to the bus station, I can go and listen to my music while I'm speaking to you right now as well. And that's much more doable for me to do now as well. And as I actually go about life, I love life so much. I love life so much to just relax for a bit. And making sure that no matter what, I have more than enough silence in my life. And that way, I have peace and quiet to just go and do my life. But I'm actually understanding I just go and promote my business cards today. And I just go walk around and do some fashion photos. And then I actually go and do some nice and beautiful music production tonight as well with audio programs. And then I just go and physically write something and do some Netflix here and there. And now I have to go and catch up on Netflix. But there's been so much going on in my life that I understand I want to make more of my music over doing Netflix. So that's why I'm understanding that Netflix can fit in somewhere. I can fit in Netflix somewhere. But I'm understanding that no matter what, that now since I'm understanding that I have so much to do, that images is something I want to see. I want to see these images. I want to be able to talk to you while I'm seeing the images. But because of that, I understand my life is so great that I never need Netflix in my life. I understand, but Netflix is something I want in my life as well. I want to be able to go and do more. So then from that point, I realized that no matter what, I just keep going and going and going. I upload my Instagram photos tonight. I go and upload my content from my phone as well. And I just go and deliver. I deliver something greater for myself. And then I focus upon going and connect. I have to be connecting my nice and beautiful phone and my music together, because that way I get to listen to my music as well while I'm actually speaking to you. And on the go, I'm actually just going on the go really quickly. What I want to do is, as I'm on the go, I have mailboxes here, and what I can do very quickly is just go and promote my nice and beautiful name with the mailboxes here, and just place my business card over here quickly on the way to the bus station. And now it's something, I apologize, it's something I can do, but just watch out to see how your actual earphones are actually going into your ears, and make sure you're never dropping your earphones anywhere on the floor, because otherwise they may break. So make sure you're very quick to the notion of what you need to do, and then just focus upon understanding that you never run away from anybody. I mean, just make sure that you're never making any kind of mistakes other than you're making mistakes to grow only, and make sure that you're never making mistakes to never learn from it. I mean, you understand? I mean, make mistakes but learn from it is what we're talking about. When as you learn from it, you shall succeed. So making mistakes is what I do. I make a lot of mistakes, but I learn from it. I mean, in a sense, so I'm making sure you understand straight away that what's important for myself over here is just making sure that I can go and grow myself in different ways. So as I grow, I'm learning quickly upon the art of what I need to do to succeed. So I'm placing my earphones to the left side, in terms of just at the back of my nice and beautiful phone over here, in terms of my neck over here. And I'm understanding I have some business cards over here to promote. So what I do is I have so much going for me right here. So I focus on just holding the business cards in my hand over here. And I just hold some business cards with promotional tags. I hold it in my hand and I flip one way and the other one the other way. So that way I'm learning very quickly upon just giving people content about me very quickly, and I drop it in the mailbox. I drop it in the mailbox quickly and I just go because I understand that what's important for myself right now is just promoting myself along the way. So I'm going to the bus stop now, but I'm promoting myself. So if you hear any wind, it's because I'm actually walking somewhere outdoors. So I'm actually understand that no matter what, that I'm just focusing on doing better than that. I'm making sure that no matter what, you be careful about how you speak with people and what you're doing in daily life. But I'm actually understanding always how to actually just hear myself out in terms of what I'm doing. So as I actually go and grow myself differently, I make sure I have more than enough of everything, because that way I'm actually always succeeding differently. And I'm making sure I'm inviting people to my business cards and promotions around here. So I'm making sure to see other people looking at me as I drop something in their mailbox, and then I focus upon understanding very quickly that I can always do a greater job this way to go and do what I need to do. So I have to go also just promote myself with fashion photos today. So that's why I brought my nice and beautiful jumper with me, because I understand I have to go and be on top of my nice and beautiful fashion photos as well. I realize it's very important to be happier and happier and happier in your life before you get into a relationship with other people. They're saying, because all they want from you is money, man. They just want money from you. They never want your words. They want your money. You understand? You never need those people in your life. You need people who want to give you words much more than money, because the words is what you follow. You never follow money, man. You follow words. You understand? I follow Jesus Christ's words. I never follow his money. I follow his words, man. His words are so much more important to me in life. So that way I'm learning very quickly upon what I need to do to succeed. And I'm just really quickly just doing much greater in terms of promotion, in terms of just doing promotion in terms of my life differently. And I'm always looking at the nice and beautiful aspects of life around town to make sure that I can go and dwell upon something that helps me to succeed. So that way I always have more happening, and because I have more happening, I'm making sure I'm promoting myself very quickly. I'm making sure I have more than enough success every single day to focus upon something that's helping me move forward. And that way I'm actually understanding that as I invite people much more and more to my events and what I have going for me, I have to go and print some more out as well, and just keep promoting and give my best shot. It's worth it to promote yourself anyway, and to be able to go around and do whatever you need to do to make sure that people can see what you're doing in life. So promote yourself as much as possible, and go and upload your content very quickly online so that you can go and do something greater for yourself is the whole point. If you can focus on yourself all day long, and you can focus on making sure that you have all the promotion in the world for yourself, then you deserve it. You guys deserve to be able to love your life and be able to go do everything differently, and make sure you're somebody who understands to just run to the bus and just be able to catch the bus, guys, very quickly. So I'm understanding anyway, I want to get to the bus station quickly, and I want to actually understand something, guys. That my phone over here is just actually full. Anyway, I realize that's the kind of day it is, huh? Make sure anyway, guys, so what's important for myself over here is just labeling everything nice and beautifully. So making sure anyway that what did happen just recently is my cable did catch on to my actual phone and my actual selfie stick, but that's the thing, guys. I went to promote myself in different ways. So I realized now, because I did that, I understand something here, that there was a little break in between, and because of that I realized that there's something else I have to do now. All I had to do was just run to the bus, man, and guess what? I promise you the bus just left. So why is that? Because I fucking did turn around to just promote my name into one letterbox while also trying to catch the bus. But that was a big fail, and here it is. So there's a nice beautiful bus for me over here. So making sure anyway, I have a different bus. I'm making sure anyway. That was the biggest fucking fail I've ever seen in my life, man. I was trying to promote my business cards along the way. So just be very quickly abundant. Say thank you. And just be able to go and grow yourself, guys. I mean, that's all. So I just swipe my phone over the actual bus thing over here. So I'm making sure that as I go and grow myself differently, I'm making sure I'm doing something to help myself incline in a better way. So what you need to do is love your life in a way that is helping you grow. And as you help yourself grow, then you're focusing on different aspects of life. And you're making sure that you're doing something different. And that way you're improving yourself along the way. And you're giving bus drivers also your tickets to see your events and to be around you as well. It's very important. So make sure you understand that if you're trying to really, let's say, succeed, then go ahead and try to do as much promotion as possible while also doing yourself a favor where you can go and deliver better content for yourself, and you can make sure that you're succeeding in different ways, because that way you are learning very quickly upon what you need to do to be more successful. And that's the whole point, guys. I mean, the whole point is make sure that you're doing greater. I mean, the whole point is making sure you're uploading your content and just be ahead of it.